Welcome to our very first episode. My name is Steve Rapson, host of the Canadian Real Estate Team show. Just you wait till you see some of the market data that came out in September. Despite what some social media posts and news outlets are saying, it's not all doom and gloom across Canada. Tough in some markets, but it's not everywhere. Would you even believe 5, even 10% up since last year? Yeah, you heard that right. In one market, up almost 10%. And with more good news, a big name is making big bets, and wait for it, moving money into Canada. So today we're going to do a market update. We're going to cover some business news, and then sadly, I'm going to get personal at the end. I have a story coming out of Jamaica. Part of my family is trapped there. We haven't heard from them. I'm seeing horrific videos, aftermath. They were in the eye of the storm and just no contact yet. So we need you to join us at the end and pray for the victims of Whitehouse, Jamaica, where the hurricane landed. But first, let's do a market update for each of the major markets in Canada. All right, let's get to this market update. First off, on the West Coast, Vancouver, the benchmark price, detached homes down 4% at 1.9 million. Apartments down 4% at $730,000. Calgary's benchmark price for detached homes down 1% at $750,000. Apartments down 6% at $323,000. And before I move east through Canada, if you're wondering about more detailed breakdowns and data, we do provide comprehensive email updates for each major city, as well as the cities that you see scrolling below. These monthly updates include data for townhouses, semi-detached, and more specific neighborhood breakdowns of each major market in Canada, as well as other data that will help you understand how our professionals in each city will attempt to sell your home faster than the competition. If you don't see your city, please reach out to us, as we have realtors across Canada ready to provide you with more localized data. To subscribe, please send us an email at info@canadianrealestateteam.com or visit the market update link on our website. On to the next city. In Saskatchewan, we have Saskatoon, but benchmark price sitting at plus 9% for detached homes at $495,000. That's the 10% I mentioned before. Apartments up 8% at $263,000. Manitoba average price for detached homes plus 4% at $450,000, with apartments at $297,000, which is up 7%. The Toronto average price for detached homes is down 1% at $1.7 million. Condos down 4% at $681,000. Ottawa benchmark price for detached homes plus 1% at $697,000, and apartments down 2% at $408,000. Montreal median price detached homes up 7% at $633,000, with apartments up 4% at $430,000. Halifax up 1% for the average price. And that is it for the market update. Next week, we will be covering Hamilton and other localized areas. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@canadianrealestateteam.com. That's it for our market update. Let's get to the business news. Okay, this one's fun. This is a fun one. I was shocked when I saw it. I've been kind of holding back with optimism about the markets, And we're just going to take a look at this clip first. Kevin O'Leary on CNN, where he's putting his money, and I guess I hope, is a sign of recovery and a sign of what's to come. Hopefully, I pray that we have finally seen that landing that we needed to bounce back. Here's the clip. Take a look.
That's the long term. So if you're an investor, you go long Canada now. I haven't touched Canada for a decade because it was ruled by the idiot king. Now he's gone. The new guy sounds a lot smarter. So I'm going long the Canadian dollar, buying Canadian land, buying Canadian energy, because they're going to win with the lowest cost power for data centers up there. So I'm listening to the signal, not the noise.
Okay, as I was saying, hopefully this is the end. Maybe we can see a turnaround. I was kind of advising clients. We were probably talking about, let's say, 6 months to a year minimum. I think that's starting to sound like a more confident, probably the outcome here. We just need to see that trade deal with the U.S. As you saw scrolling below, the U.S. and China just today have agreed to cease their tariff war. Let's pray like hell that this is coming to Canada as well. It has not yet. The US Senate did vote to cancel the tariffs on Canada, but if you understand American politics, that does not mean that it has passed the Congress of the United States in the House. They have to pass that same legislation, and then the president has to sign it, and he can veto anything that does not have 60% votes. So the chances of the US Congress saving Canada's butt on this trade war is not likely. Anyways, but let's just hope that this is like, it can't get that much worse, really. I have not seen a market like this. This is the third down market that I've seen in my career of 11 years in real estate. And this is definitely the longest one and the most sluggish market, the longest days on market for home selling. I mean, you name it. It's not all that surprising after 2022 and that kind of bubble that it just burst. But now, come on, it's been dragging on, and it's not just me. The buyers, I know so many people waiting on the sidelines. People want to get out there and buy homes, but they need confidence. They need confidence in the market. This new drop in the interest rate price that we saw a couple of days ago, that should help. Normally, that would help. It's gone down a lot in the last year, and yet we really need the confidence to come back. We need confidence for employers, and when employers are hiring, people are working, wages are going up. This is when you see the market bounce back for real estate. So that's kind of what we're waiting on. I think next spring is going to be hopefully the beginning of recovery. It'll be a stronger market that we've seen in a while. So that's the update as far as the market goes. Now, I did promise you a very personal story. My dad has been living, my dad has been living in Jamaica for years with his wife, and they live in a town called Whitehouse. Now, the news was talking New Hope, eye of the storm. That's where it touched down. New Hope is Whitehouse. They're like you walk through New Hope. It's a portion of that area to get to the resort. So the resort on the other side called Sandals Whitehouse or Sandals South Coast. It's all Whitehouse. And my dad and his wife have not been heard of. It's over 48 hours now. We're into the third day now, waiting. Now, we are confident that they survived. He had a great foundation in the home. It's a basement, which you don't usually have there. So thick cement, a place to hide, hunker down. But it's so bad, the stories and videos that I'm seeing that are slowly coming out because there's no power. There is no self-service. A few people that I've reached through family members in North America that are reaching their relatives. They're like one person's relative has Starlink. That's as much as I've been able to get. And then I've had some communications with people at the resort at the Sandals. So I have seen graphic pictures of devastation and no word. But I'm not alone. I'm not the only person. Please join us in our prayers for everybody in Whitehouse. So many people, so many people that I've spoken to have no communication with the relatives, and it's very stressful. When we do have answers, we're going to put out a GoFundMe because we're pretty sure that the top 2 floors of the house are gone. It was all made of wood. What I'm told by people in Whitehouse is that everybody has lost their roofs. Anything that was made of wood is gone. And the first couple of rows of homes at the ocean front, I would say it's probably a couple hundred meters back to the main road, maybe 300. It's completely wiped out. So there's going to be a lot of rebuilding, and there's no access right now for search and rescue. The U.S. yesterday announced they were sending teams into Jamaica. They're supposed to land today. We're still waiting on that information. The other information that I got was that the police station in Whitehouse was supposed to have phone service by today. I still don't have an update on that either. The search and rescue teams that are local to Jamaica, I have seen video. I'll see if I can post it right here. Produce this. I've seen video of cars driving through roads and they're using chainsaws to saw like one tree at a time. So it is a long process. There's no air support yet or from the sea. So we just need to pray for all those people who hopefully had enough water and enough food just to survive the last 48 hours and possibly another 48 hours. So it's tough. Please pray with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And I wish that it didn't have to end this way on my first show, but it had to be said. Thank you. Good night.